Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Charles Corley. I'm a composer and film composer, media composer, and I get a lot of questions about how to successfully orchestrate and arrange percussion, specifically like kind of like your epic percussion. Um, I mainly use Damage 2 because it comes with an array of sounds and stuff from percussion. So it's gonna come with like your um, traditional percussion, such as your taikos and grancasas, snare drums, toms, that type of stuff. And you also get a lot of like hybrid hits and damaged hits, which is like the like full electronic, great for making trailer music, stuff like that. And it also gives you a lot of controls. So I highly recommend using Damage. Um, so to kind of start off, typically what I tend to do is just kind of really just go for it. Just record me doing it and then go in there and fix it and then kind of build off of a simple pattern and then you can really develop the idea further. Let me turn this off. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we can get down. Alright, so along those lines. Alrighty, let's see if we can. Let's hear that back. Right, okay. Now that we have this is where the fun really begins. You can really start to build off of something as simple as this. Let me copy this. Now, typically you don't want to repeat so much. You want to have a definite beginning and end when you're writing percussion. I'll show you guys here. So as you can see, so we have, what is this? It repeats every, 2 bars? So we actually don't need this because this will be the repeat. Alright, so first what we're going to do here is just kind of figure out where we're going to have our transitions to the next beat. So this last 3 on the 3 quarter notes, we'll work on that first. So we go into here, let's go into eighth notes and kind of play around. So this is all the lows. You want to keep the lows as least busy as possible. Having them super busy can just make the mix extremely muddy. So really spacing it, finding space, creating space in the mix. So now we can add in some toms here. So if we have doom, right? So we go, let's put this one here. So we're going to go doom, doom, and then when we come down, like that. Right? Instantly there's more drive in that section. Okay? Let's come here. So we have do, 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 so doom, doom. Let's build off that. So we have doom. So we have right. So doom, do 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 do. So doom. Just kind of go. And done. Space, boom, boom. Right, that's gonna create just adding layers. And then of course that would just repeat until you go, say in this case it would be that every 4 times that this repeats, the last 4 times would be different and have a bit of variation. So do. Okay, now we're going to 16 notes. This is where you really create the, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Your variation in your notes. And did I do one too many? No, I didn't. Okay. Let's listen. Okay. So do. Now we're kind of going into like the higher percussion. Probably your mid percussion here. See, really, all we're doing is we're layering here. Typically, you're going to give your higher percussion your more rhythmically involved, more movement. Just like, for example, you're not going to give a bass line something that's super busy, with the exception of bass guitars, and stuff. But in an orchestral setting, your violins and your flutes, piccolos, oboes, violins, sometimes violas are going to get your fast moving runs more typically than cellos, basses, bassoons, um, contrabassoons, that type of stuff. I don't need this. I don't know why I did that in the beginning. So maybe now, because when I write percussion, I like to just kind of listen to it and what I hear in my head, just kind of relay that onto the paper. All right, we're gonna focus on some snares now. Let's have an accent with the snares. Okay. And then let's hear that. Okay. Right? Okay. Back to the percussion. So then here we're going to have, and then we're going to go like, oh. Since this is the last one, we indicate a repeat here. So. And then we do like a. Let's hear that ending now. Right? You hear that doo-doo-doo down in the low percussion there. And then we repeat, right? Let me just go ahead and just copy this over. Oops. So you guys can hear what this repeat's going to sound like eventually. All right. Let's focus on some more lows here. So maybe here we have another hit. Like that. It's getting more drive to it. Right? So hit, 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 and then hit, and then maybe we do like a. Ooh, that was the wrong one. All right. So this is now towards your rim shots, your stick percussion, that type of thing. So your ultra high percussion. And all I'm doing here is just boom, 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 right? It's gonna just, the more variation the percussion you have, the more interesting it's gonna sound to the listener. Let's hear this now. Alrighty, so it's coming together. Alright, and now we're going to want to have something that is going to be consistently keeping the beat the whole entire time. Typically we can do it with eighth notes, for example. So we're going to take like a shaker, for example. Okay, that pattern. Take it, copy it throughout. All it is quarter, eighth, quarter, right? All right. Now, take your bass line, copy and paste in the exact order, and put it in high percussion. Okay. Notice we're not giving away this one, right? It's rim shot, right? I just actually deleted it on accident. Let's put it at the beginning. Let's put it on the mark of each repeat. So it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there, and there, and there. Right? Hear that? All right. And now, let's go back down up in here. 30-second notes, not 16 notes, 30-second notes are typically is what you're going to use when you want to imitate a roll in percussion. If you don't have like a preloaded roll, you can use 30-second notes. You can get away with 64th notes, excuse me. Depending on what tempo you're at, 110, you should be fine with 30-second notes. So let's think. So doom, doom, right? Let's think. Let's do 4 there. So go into here. We want to start there. Here. Here. Again, this is going to add drive to your track. It's also going to let the listener kind of have a sense of when the track is going to be changing. Because right? And it's going to help them kind of follow the beat. Because sometimes you can get lost with your percussion beats. A lot happens if you don't have, like, for example, strings underneath them to help guide the listener of where the beat's actually falling. That's going to be a mess. Alright, let's hear this. Alright. It's, a lot of work can be done to it still. It's a very simple. It's kind of giving that kind of like piratey. But here's it. Want to repeat. Okay, so we'll repeat it one more time. I'm gonna go back into contact here. Let's pull another instance of damage. Actually, we'll do damage first. The great thing about damage, you can save your work as a loop. So if you can just kind of create generic, simple percussion lines to throw on your track every single time, and then go through and add what you need to add. So it kind of saves you time as well. All right. I guess these are the only ones they have. I'm sure they have more, but I'm not willing to look right now. All right. Go ahead in here. Quantize that. Go through here. Picks those up. Add instrument track. We're going to go in here and add in BBC Symphony Orchestra. They have a great piette. If it'll load. Hello, there we go. Take this line, copy it, paste it in the BBC, come through here. Needs to go down an octave and then 2 whole stems. I lied. There we go. Here on 4, that's going to be your. So go. And then 6. And then this as well. Okay. This all scrapes. Right? So that's pretty much the gist of it. Kind of a shorter video. Just kind of walks you through just how to really just. I feel like percussion can be. It's really easy to just add in a loop, but this took what, I don't know, 10 minutes. I don't know how long we've been going for, but super quick to just lay down something like this and just start with something as basic as just doom, 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 boom, boom. And just go through there and just fill in the gaps. My biggest advice is just don't make this part. Your bass line, if you have, especially when using something like Damage, Damage has a huge room, as you can hear. Right, so if you're sitting there using all your grand costas, bass, drum, and low toms, you can see how easy that's going to take up space in your mix, and you're going to turn all your other instruments up, and then you're just going to end up with a nightmare of mixing and mastering. So trust me, when you go in to do your mixing and mastering, you can go ahead and boost these levels here to help you come through. You can use compression. But I think the biggest thing you should take away is just to not overload your grand costas and bass drums or your low taikos, whatever you're using down here. And really, you can kind of do whatever you want with your toms and your taikos, your mid taikos, because the room fades a lot quicker. There's not much as decay. Now you can manually go in here and turn off the decay, but then you're going to lose the power that this creates. It's going to just be very, and then you're going to have to kind of add. Then you're going to wind up going to add in reverb to it, and then it just causes more issues to do it that way. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. And making sure, I feel like a lot of people avoid using all the high stuff up here. Your rim shots and shakers. You can even throw like here. Actually, we'll do that right now. Actually, before we start or stop, throw a tambourine on there. Tambourine. Sure. I mean, it's definitely gonna give a certain vibe to your track. Whether that's gonna be pirate, because I mean, tambourine shakers, all that with your percussion. You're becoming Hans Zimmer right there, right? But trust me that you're going to want to involve as many high percussions. You're going to want to have more high percussion than you do lows. You're going to want to have more mid percussion than you do lows. Because high percussion doesn't have a strong room to it. So you want to, and if you want to balance your mix by having this, spread in a broad spectrum across percussion, it's going to save you a lot of time in the very end. It's far down there. Let's throw that on there. Let's give that a listen now. Right? So I hope you guys found this useful. And there's nothing too special. In the near future, if you guys like the video and appreciate what you learned, I'll maybe do a longer tutorial about it and really go into more extreme depth. Maybe make it like maybe make it like 30 minutes long of me really explaining my thought process when creating something like this, and not just I feel like I did kind of rush through it, but you can always pause the video, put it reduce the speed of the video. Um, but it's pretty simple. I mean, it seems daunting. As I said earlier, it's really easy to just throw in like Damage has loop samples you can use. So it's super easy to just throw in Damage loop samples onto your track, and they sound great, but then you're not going to have this kind of wow factor with a sample. You just won't get that. Even if you layer a ton together, by doing this, you can really pick and choose. You can change what's happening. Say that you want to, I don't know, say in your music there's just something that changes and it's not this repetitive thing over and over again. You don't have to sit there and find a perfect sample. You can just write it yourself. It's a lot easier. It saves time. It's more original. And it's also going to better your skills. Because in the event when you do start writing that percussion on paper, you're going to want to make sure that you know what's actually being written down and what's actually being played in your DAW, so you can write it and recite it perfectly on the paper on a sheet music. So that's pretty much it for this video. I will come out with another part of the song we're working out very shortly here, and I plan to next do a video about ostinatos, just to kind of explain. I use ostinatos a lot in the parts where we're writing a full track together. There's a ton of ostinatos in there, and I would love to go into depth on how I create an ostinato, how my thought process behind it, what to do when creating an ostinato, stuff like that. How to not make it sound so generic, and how to make it sound original, because I feel like ostinatos have been done since the beginning of time. So, especially recently, in the past couple decades with film music, um, ostinatos are what kind of power a lot of very, very well-known tracks. So we'll dive into that next time. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much.